keep it up for tomorrow. Since I'm not going to be here, we're going to have to do it honest. And don't let Miss Jessica tell me otherwise. If Riley wants to use her blue sheet on her test, she needs to staple it to her test. So I know that to take off those 5 points. If she doesn't staple it, and I find out she used it, I'm going to be real mad and I'm going to take off more than just 5. So make sure if you use your blue sheet, you staple it to your test. Okay. I would use my blue sheet if I wasn't confident, but I know like Sam has yet to use his blue sheet on a single checkpoint, so why does Sam need his blue sheet for the test? If you've needed your blue sheet for the checkpoints, then I would use my blue sheet on the test and just lose out on those points. Okay, I didn't go over the bell ringer on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, so we got a lot of bell ringers to do. As for Tuesdays, it said that there was a line in which it describes the transformation of the line parallel with a y-intercept of -3. So I'm just going to quickly draw me an ugly graph. It says y equals 3x plus 4, so I know that my intercept's at 4, and I go up 3 over 1, and I'm just going to pretend it looks something like that. We'll pretend that's y equals 3x plus 4. It does not have to be beautiful. I'm just trying to see something, if there's a pattern or anything. Then it says, what happens, which of the following describes the transformation of the line parallel with a y-intercept of -3? So this one would be y equals 3x minus 3. Okay, so how did we go from here to here? Did we rotate? Were we reflected? Were we translated? How did we go from that gray line to that red line? Is that a reflection or a rotation or a translation? Which one? It is a translation, so it's either going to be C or D. And then did we go down 3? Did we go down 7? How many did we go down? We went down 7 because we were at 4. If we went down 4, we'd be at 0. We went down 3 more, so it's a total distance of 7. So it's D, 7. Okay, yesterday you should have done a bell ringer without me. Can someone tell me how to factor x squared plus 2x minus 3? What? X minus 1, x plus 3. Now, what I bet you didn't do was set them equal to 0, so you could say each factor equal to 0, so x ends up equaling 1, and x equals -3. Now, were you asked to do all that? No. But what's going to happen, and the reason you've been missing these is because, and I can pick on Jennifer, she won't care. Jennifer sees -1, 3, so if she sees an answer choice that says -1, 3, she picks it. But really, she needs the opposite signs, +1, -3. So that's what's been going wrong. And then we've got this teeny tiny Pythagorean theorem problem. Speaking of Pythagorean theorem, I have graded the projects from first period. I still have 2 people who haven't turned it in and now have a 0 in the 60% category. You know that's killing your grade. Killing it. So I've got those to pass back out. But if you know you're one of the 2 people I'm talking about, you need to get it together. As of today, it would be worth 40 out of 60. That's 2/3 of the points. That's still a pretty good grade. It's much better than the 0 out of 60. Okay, what am I supposed to do on number 2? Anyone but Ellie. Anyone, especially someone who I don't know has a test involving the Pythagorean theorem tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? Thank you, Kevin. So I've got 144 plus x squared equals, what is 25 plus 650? Okay, so I subtract 144 from both sides. I get x squared equals what? 506? I don't know if she's right or not. Sounds good. Okay, there are some who on their projects would stop right here. And then they didn't have the correct answer, did they? What are they supposed to do to end up getting all their points? I have. What are they supposed to do to get all their points? They're supposed to take the square root of 506, which is not an answer choice. Obviously, it's a decimal. What is the square root of 506? You who's already done it? 22.4. So we're going to assume it's A, 22.5. I don't recall if it was Harrison or not, but I'll pretend it's Harrison. I like to pick on Harrison. So Harrison left his answer here. Instead of taking the square root, he's not actually finished the Pythagorean theorem. He's not getting all of his points. He stinking knows the Pythagorean theorem. There's no need for him to mess up on that. Okay, flip to the back. As for today, the justification question says, you get home from school one day to find yourself locked out of the house. There's an open window with a 25 feet above the ground that you could reach with the right size ladder. So I know that there's a picture drawn for us, but I'm going to draw my own, and mine's ugly. Here's my house. Here's the grass on the ground. It tells me I'm 25 feet above the ground. You could reach with the right size ladder. You will have to place the ladder 10 feet away from the base because a bush is growing along the house. And then how tall of a ladder? So it's still the Pythagorean theorem. It's still a right triangle. I've got 10 and 25 on my legs. I'm looking for the hypotenuse. So 10 squared plus 25 squared equals x squared. I hope you did this, and I would make sure if I didn't that I would fix that. Because I know Miss Compton, and you know she loves Pythagorean theorem, so I'm sure she's going to pick this one for the next bell ringer test. And you better have more than just what I've written here. You better have actually solved using the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and I know that tomorrow is Friday, and you have a test, which means we're not going to do the Friday bell ringers. But if I were trying to make sure I was completely ready for the test and I wanted a challenge, I would try number 2 because it talks about a 30, 60, 90 and which ones could be the possible sides. And I think that's a good one. So let's look at it, in fact. Why is it not A? What kind of triangle would have 2, 2, 2? If they have all the same sides, tell me about the angles. It would be an equilateral, but it would also be, which means it's a 60, 60, 60, so it couldn't possibly be a 30, 60, 90. Okay, I know it's not C. C has 2 matching legs, so it's probably a 45, 45, 90. Why is it not B? So you got a test tomorrow. And what we've been doing poorly is that we did all the 45, 45, 90s. And then we stopped. And then we did all the 30, 60, 90s. So what I'm afraid of is what's happening right now. And now Keontae's trying to mix up the two. He needs to keep them straight. What radical square root of whatever goes with 45, 45, 90s? Yeah, you're always either multiplying or dividing by the square root of 2. What radical goes with the 30, 60, 90s? Square root of 6. Square root of 3. So what answer choice do I need to pick? D. D has that square root of 2. It has to be E. Obviously, this would be the short leg. This one's the long leg because it's multiplied by the square root of 3. And then the short leg doubled is the hypotenuse. It's obviously E. Okay, that makes me nervous. Whew. Hopefully you've eaten your Wheaties. Let's go over the study guide answers. Okay, so do you have out your study guide from yesterday? Can someone tell me the answer to number 1? Let's put it this way. I would love to hear someone from Pierre's group tell me the answer to number 1. No? Like, the answer is no? That's not an answer choice. You're getting an F. You're getting an F. It's not a right one. I agree. What triangle is it then? Okay, then did you follow the directions? Are you going to get all your points on the test? Okay. What am I supposed to do, Michelle? What did you do? Okay, so she did 6 squared plus 8 squared. I normally put my bubble. Instead, 9 squared. She did 36 and 64 and 81. What was 36 plus 64, Michelle? Okay, 100 is definitely bigger than 81. And since she picked the greater than sign, she knew it was acute or obtuse. If you pick the greater than sign, it's acute. Less than sign's obtuse, equal to sign is right. So it is acute. Kevin's then got him 2 points lost because he picked the wrong vocab word. Okay, number 2, it says 10, 24, 26. Did you put yes or no on that one? Junior, did you put yes or no on number 2? Yes. Okay, meaning he knows it's a right triangle. So he did 10 squared plus 24 squared, and it did equal 26 squared. Why does Miss Compton not actually do that? What can Miss Compton use instead? It's a triple. Which triple is it? It's a 5, 12, 13. 5 times 2, 12 times 2, 13 times 2. If you realize that something is a triple, obviously then for sure it is a right triangle. And you don't even have to show me any work. Harrison can just put PT, Pythagorean triple, or he can spell it out if he wants to. Okay, and then we get to number 3. What is number 3? I would love to hear someone from Harrison's group to know they're alive this morning. Did you put acute, obtuse, or right? Acute. So you did 16 squared plus 18. Can you tell me numbers?
16 squared plus 18 squared.
Yeah.
580. Is greater than 576.
Okay, so he got greater than, so he said acute.
Yes.
Okay, if you decide to use the less than, then it's obtuse. Okay, technically 1, 2, and 3 are using or what are they using? What is this called when we decide to use the less than, the greater than, and equal to? I know it's the Pythagorean theorem, but we had a name in front of it. It's the converse Pythagorean theorem. That's part of our test. So a fourth of our test is converse Pythagorean theorem. Thank you, Gage. And then part of our test is just the regular old Pythagorean theorem. Make me happy. Tell me where the answer is on 4. You just know it because you just know it. How did you know that? Why would you know that? What's 9 divided by 3? Oh, Lord. What's 15 divided by 3? What's 12 divided by 3? So it's a triple. It's a 3, 4, 5. If you don't realize that, what could you do instead and still get the right answer? Okay, how could you work it out? What would I do? I'm not going to be mad if I see that on your paper and you actually solve it out. You're just making more time for yourself. That's fine. Okay, so on number 5, I can do 25 squared plus x squared equals 65 squared. Or what? What triple is it? Does anyone know? What did you get for number 5? Someone have an answer for number 5? Everyone had it on their paper. 60 is the correct answer. But Miss Compton knows it without having to work it out like that. Harrison, what's 25 divided by 5?
5.
What's 65 divided by 5?
15.
What triple is this? It's a 5, 12, 13. 12 times 5 is 60. Harrison doesn't know his triples. Harrison's going to do this. Ellie knows her triples. She should recognize it's a triple. She can just do 12 times 5 and get 60. Heck, if Harrison really wants the A, he might do both. You're making me nervous this morning. Okay, and then we get to number 6, and it uses words. It talks about an airplane, but they drew the picture for you. And it said east and then 25 miles north. How far apart are the two airports, meaning they want you to find that hypotenuse. So you can do 25 squared plus 60 squared, and it ends up equaling x squared. When you solve, you'll end up getting x equals what number? You do, and if you were paying attention, number 5 and 6 are using the same numbers, 25, 60, 65, 25, 60, 65. They were the same triangles.
Yep.
So again, you could have recognized it was a triple. Or you could have said, Miss Compton, did we not just do these numbers in number 5? Okay, here's why I'm already frustrated this morning. Those 6 were the easy 6. Pythagorean theorem, converse Pythagorean theorem, those are the ones we're supposed to knock out the park. And we struggle best. Now we get to the 30, 60, 90s and 45, 45, 90s. What's going to happen? So, let's hope it goes well. I'm going to do just the 45, 45, 90s first. That's how I would do the test. Yes, Ms. Compton has them mixed up. I would do all the 45, 45, 90s. Stop. Then all the 30, 60, 90s. I don't like to mix and match. I like to do one kind and then another. Okay, so what problem can I work? I can work number 7. What did they give me on number 7? They gave me a leg. So Jennifer's trying to impress me. She's probably going to put an 8 on the other leg as well. They gave me a leg. I'm needing to find the hypotenuse. How do you go from the leg to the hypotenuse in a 45, 45, 90? Okay, so to find the hypotenuse, it equals your leg times the square root of 2. So it's going to be 8 times the square root of 2, which is 8 square roots of 2. Does Kevin actually have to put all this? No. Kevin's gotten this down pretty well. He's good at these. Why are you good at the hard ones, but not the Pythagorean theorem? That I can't figure out. But he's got these down. He doesn't have to show me all this work. He can go straight to the answer. Why might he want to show me this work, though? Just in case. In case he messes up, because Kevin's not perfect. No offense, Kevin. Okay, what's the next problem I should work today? Okay, what did they give me on number 8? Okay, again, I have at least one in the room who's still confused on the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always across from that 90-degree angle. I label my hypotenuse. The others are the legs. Okay, my leg, to find it, I take my hypotenuse, and what do I do? Divide by the square root of 2. So I'm going to do 3 square roots of 2 divided by square root of 2. I don't have to rationalize the denominator, do I? Yes, because things just cancel out, so my answer is just 3. So my legs are both just 3. You would love for me to give you ones like that where it cancels out. What you don't want is what I assume I did on number 12. I sure did. Okay, so the next 45, 45, 90 is number 12. How did I know number 12 was going to be a hard problem? How did I know? I'm just... Anytime there's a pretty number on that hypotenuse, you should be scared. Okay, so to find... They gave me the hypotenuse. I need to find the legs. I take my... To find my leg, I take my hypotenuse and divide by the square root of 2. If Riley wants to write down that formula every single time for me, I like it. That's fine with me. Okay, so 8 divided by square root of 2. Can Riley leave her answer like this and still make a good A on this test? I don't think so. What is she supposed to do? Okay, so if she multiplies by square root of 2 over 2, she ends up getting in the numerator 8 square roots of 2 all over the square root of what? 4. Okay, is she done? No, she cannot leave that square root of 4 in the denominator. So she gets 8 square roots of 2 over what? Is she done now? No, she does 8 divided by 2 and gets 4. So the answer is 4 square roots of 2. So on both legs, she could go fill in 4 square roots of 2, 4 square roots of 2.
So on the test, if we just label like hypothesis and leg, we'll get...
You'll get a few points, especially on the 30, 60, 90, because there's more involved, because there's the short leg, long leg, and the hypotenuse. That's a good question. Okay, what do I need to do now? I got to do the 30, 60, 90s. I've done all the 45, 45, 90s I can. So let's get to the 30. Is there any questions? I love you dearly, but yet again, my ghost self cannot help you tomorrow. Are there any questions on the 45, 45, 90s? Okay, and let's do 30, 60, 90s. Which one should I do first? 9, 10, or 11?
9.
Why should I do 9 first, Kevin? What did they give you on 9? We love it when they give us the short leg. First thing I would do, which is what Riley was asking me, is I would label short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. If they gave me the short leg, how do I find the hypotenuse? It's the short leg times what? It says H is SL times 2. So I take my short leg, which is 8, times 2, and I get 16. Does Ellie have to show me all that work? No, I know Ellie knew it was 16 to begin with. But if she's afraid she's going to make a mistake, it wouldn't hurt. Okay, how do you get the long leg if you're given the short leg? Okay, you multiply by square root of 3. So 8 times the square root of 3, so you end up getting 8 square roots of 3. Okay, let's say Ellie gets confused. And she, instead of doing this, she started off and she divided 8 and got 4 for the hypotenuse. And instead of multiplying by square root of 3, she divided by square root of 3. Is Ellie going to get a lot of points out of me for that? She's going to get a couple. I mean, she's trying some math. Why would that not be a good thing to have, though? Which side of the triangle should always be the biggest number? The hypotenuse should always have the biggest number. So if she's done some crazy sort of math where the hypotenuse no longer has the biggest number, it's kind of hard for me to feel sorry for Ellie. Okay, what did they give me on number 10? They gave me the hypotenuse. Is this the short leg or the long leg? And this is the long leg. Okay, so they gave me the hypotenuse. How do I get the short leg from that hypotenuse? I take my hypotenuse and I do what? Divided by the square root of 2? Square root of 2 goes to 45, 45, 90s. Kevin, don't do this to me. Okay, so 30 divided by 2, and you get 15. So my short leg is just 15. Okay, can I go from the hypotenuse to the long leg? Did we learn a trick to do that? No. How do I get the long leg? What do I need? You take your short leg and you multiply by what? Square root of 3. So it ends up being 15 square roots of 3, because 15 times square root of 3 is just 15 square roots of 3. Very good, Michelle. And I've got one left, and I was sort of scared, because I'm always worried. I like it when they give me the short leg. I don't mind it when they give me the hypotenuse, but I hate it when they give me that long leg. I do. Those are the hardest ones. I say that, and this one ends up being easy. Why is that? Okay, so to figure out the short leg, you take your long leg and divide by the square root of 3, but my long leg is 9 square roots of 3. So when I divide by the square root of 3, they cancel out, and I just get 9. And then what does that make my hypotenuse then? Because 9 times 2 is 18. But if you want to write it out, short leg times 2, 9 times 2 equals 18. But if you want to write it out, that is fine with me. I was really nice on this study guide. You know, Harrison can anticipate there's going to be a problem where there's a nice pretty number on the long leg, and instead he has to rationalize the denominator the way we did on number 12. Okay, I know you did this yesterday, so that's part of the reason why you're so bored with me, is because you've already done this with Wisconsin and you already know what you're doing. But are there any questions on any of these? Okay, I'm not going to take it back up. I've already seen it. I know it says needs completed study guide, but I've seen yours. Tomorrow, again, Riley is going to staple her tiny blue thing to her test if she's going to use it. And she's also going to turn in tomorrow this blue sheet completed. That's what she's going to work on now. She's going to have it done. Honestly, it's probably easier than all the other ones we've been doing. She can do it like that. Okay, I'm done talking. Ellie, will you turn the lights back on so I don't go to sleep?